Hi everybody, my name's Kyle Millward and I'm the course manager at Exact Fire Safety and Fire Engineering Training. We're a company that delivers fire safety training to fire services, also to architects, property builder developers, housing associations and many other delegates from a wide range of industries, both in the UK and overseas. We provide training courses which are nationally accredited from level 2 all the way through to level 5 fire engineering, and we also do specialist courses and CPD events. I've been asked to come here today to discuss the importance of fire safety training in the building and property and development sector. And it's sort of a broad question that we've been asked surrounding education and training. It's very similar to why do we need education and training in any other area. With education, it increases knowledge and we get better at whatever it is that we're trying to do, and so improving things in whatever industry that's in. It's no different when it's connected to fire safety. The additional bonus to those improvements that we're doing within the industry is that we can save lives and potentially property as well. We believe that everybody should have an awareness of fire safety, and people in specific roles need to be as educated and knowledgeable as appropriate to do so the roles that they're doing professionally. As fire safety education and training is not only required by law, it's also an extremely important skill to obtain regarding the safety of employees and others who might be within the premises. The Regulatory Reform Fire Safety Order 2005 is a legal requirement which needs to be met, otherwise this could result in prosecution or enforcement. Fires are damaging to property, can cause injury or death, and can even eliminate jobs, since many buildings destroyed by fire are often not rebuilt. So there's a massive economic effect on the wider communities as well as the risks to life. The way to prevent these dire outcomes is proper fire safety training. This could start at the design stage, so building developers should be building and designing buildings in accordance with building regulations, which I'm sure many of you on this call today here are aware of, and the fire requirements from ADB Volume 1 and BS 9991, so that buildings are built safely and to a high standard. We have a 2-week building regulations and technical guidance course, so I won't try and squeeze all of that into this session here. Also, 9991 and 9999 course, which go into a lot more information and a lot more detail about how those documents should be used in the design stage of a new building. For larger buildings, like a small or larger box of flats, they should be built correctly in accordance with those guidance documents, with occupant safety in mind throughout that whole process. Also, I would say that equally, firefighting access is paramount. Instead of trying to save money and space, putting firefighting lifts in, which could be double up as an evacuation lift, so then meeting the inclusive design and giving everybody the opportunity to escape a building if there is a fire. These can be included in residents' PEEPs, which is their personal emergency evacuation plan. This throws up the usual conundrum of a lot of things of cost versus safety. However, with the correct training, buildings can be made in a safe way and maintained in a safe way, whilst also being cost effective and saving developers and builders money in the long run, and also making sure that residents are safe from fire as required. Considerations of which building materials are being used is also very much in the news at the moment, and this should be a high priority when designing new buildings, using safer building materials. Again, this will come from an education and training around which building materials can be used in which scenario and which offer a safer environment for people who are using the buildings and the houses when they've been built. High-risk buildings, so blocks of flats, building safety regulators, the building safety regulator would apply. The BSR are also responsible for overseeing a wider building control profession, ensuring that local authority building control and private sector inspectors meet the minimum competency standards. This is an area that we're developing at the moment to help building control professionals achieve BSR competencies. We currently have a number of building control professionals attending our courses, and quite a large amount of building control professionals requesting bespoke CPD sessions to help them to achieve their competencies. The Building Regulations and Fire Safety Procedural Guidance explains the steps involved in approving the fire safety aspects of building safety work and the interaction between building regulations and other statutory fire safety requirements in England and Wales. And at that design stage, you'll be asking yourselves the question, when building the houses that you're building and developing the properties, does your building require any of the following? Does it require automatic fire detection? Are the means of escape suitable? Does it require emergency lighting? What signage will we need when the building is built? And are there extinguishers and firefighting equipment required? And also, do we need or do we want to put in sprinkler and misting systems? Looking at the construction phase of the development of buildings, we actually need to look at the people that are on site doing the building work. They should all be having health and safety and fire safety briefs to be able to work on that building site anyway. So general fire safety awareness is very important during this phase. Throughout the construction, there are added risks, which could include the risks of fire starting whilst the building is being built. So open buildings tend to burn better, so to speak, before plasterboard and things and like timber frames are enclosed. Chance of fire from combustibles being left out on site, so and people getting on to site and setting fire to things. So in terms of the combustibles, is the housekeeping good? Is the site being maintained in a good manner, meaning that piles of combustible and burnable rubbish are not being left around? And in terms of people using arson to set fires off, is the site fenced off? Is it well lit? Is CCTV in use? And things like that. Hot works on site, so lots of fires are started because of poor control over this. Is there a permit to work scheme in place? And is that permit to work scheme being managed in the correct manner? So the basic awareness of fire safety training, your extinguishers, your signage, and things like that all need to be taken into consideration during this construction phase. Putting together all the parts that we've talked about so far will require fire safety training to all staff working on site. It's a collective effort. And this shows the importance of the training at different levels to make sure that the knowledge and the experience is passed through to all employees at the level that they're required. Some of the subject areas that people might need training and awareness on when working on site could be the emergency exit routes. Are they maintained? Are the doors open? Are they safe distances to get to a place of reasonable safety? And are they free from obstruction? So again, looking at the maintenance of the site. Safe storage and removal of dangerous substances. So are your flammable liquids and things like that stored correctly, and are they removed from site in a safe manner once they've been used? So again, we're not building up combustible things. Firefighting equipment, so your extinguishers and things like that on the building site, are they in place? Are they serviced? Are they well maintained? And are the staff trained to use them? Again, training be the key aspect here. Is there an evacuation plan? And when we talk about the evacuation plan, is it something that there is an evacuation plan and it's in a folder in the site office, or is it something that people are aware of, people are trained in how to use and how to execute that evacuation plan should it be needed? Clear communication with either other agencies working on site, other tradespeople about what fire hazards are. The nature of the business is that there will be fire hazards on a construction site. However, are different groups communicating with people to explain, we're doing this work this afternoon, are you aware of this, and is there anything that you need from us to reduce that risk? Staff fire safety training again throughout, and smoking in designated areas. Are there areas for people to go and have smoke breaks in that are away from the main building, and keeping people at a safe distance should any fire occur there? Keeping machinery and making sure that it's serviced appropriately will reduce the risk again of machinery and equipment setting fire or causing other fires. Never blocking fire doors, sprinklers or extinguishers. Again, another one on building sites could be people taking down smoke detection and things like that whilst they carry out work, making sure that everything is put back in place before. And then all staff, again, raising that awareness of fire safety as we discussed right at the start, making sure everybody is aware of how a fire begins. So the combustion tetrahedron that we work with is the key to preventing a fire from occurring, is teaching a workforce about the fire tetrahedron. Oxygen, heat and fuel are frequently referred to as the fire triangle, And then if you add the fourth element, the chemical reaction, you actually have a fire tetrahedron. The important thing to remember is take any of those four things away and you will not have a fire, or the fire will be extinguished. Once the basics are learned by everybody working within the premises or on the site, then the hazards are more visible in the workplace and the employees will know what they're looking for to give them a greater awareness and again, reducing the risk of fire. With that, we can do as much as we possibly can to reduce the risk and to make sure that we're doing everything to prevent fire. Inevitably, sometimes they will happen. Are we teaching people how to respond to a fire? So a large part of fire safety training is essentially creating a clear understanding of the protocol in an emergency situation, so employees will be sufficiently prepared to fight the fire or get out safely and efficiently. Fire training courses can be used to teach us firefighting equipment like fire extinguishers, how to activate the fire alarm, and how to work as a team, as well as learning what your own responsibilities are if there is a fire. The management have a key role to play within this. So again, developing the awareness and knowledge, and also making sure that the housekeeping and things are maintained to a safe standard. On completion of the construction, there's Regulation 38 of the Building Regulations 2010, as amended, sets requirements for the handover of the fire safety information by the person undertaking the work to the responsible person under the fire safety order. Everybody now knows this is more commonly known as the golden thread of information since the Hackett report, but really important that the building information is passed along the chain. People know why there is things there, what the decision's been, and how the history of that building has developed. So the overall importance of training in fire safety in your sector is obviously very, very important. So the next question that we ask is, how can we achieve this awareness? What training courses are available? Obviously, Exact previously mentioned that we do level 2 to level 5, which is varying degree of detail and information on each course. Our courses are all based around the legislation and the guidance and the legal requirements for different types of buildings which you may be working in. We can offer apprenticeship programs for level 3 and level 4 in fire safety, as well as our in-house and open courses, so we can come to you and deliver whatever courses you want. We have a number of specialist courses which have a greater look into certain topics, some that we've discussed today, including the ADB, the BS 9991, and we also have our specialist courses looking into hospitals, sports grounds and schools, and we can provide bespoke courses or CPD sessions to suit whichever courses or whatever knowledge you would like your employees to have. Please do have a look on the website or give me a call if there's anything further that you'd like to discuss or any more information that you'd like in any of the areas that we've discussed today. Thank you for inviting me along.